Ladies and gentlemen, man, look, I'm excited. This video is going to be about our past. Our past as a culture and a country in the way that I grew up, man. And it was so awesome. The 80s and 90s were just great. Setting aside, we had no cell phones. We didn't have computers and all of that stuff. We had computers, but they were horrible. But the culture back then, the music back then, man. First of all, I'm gonna talk about that. The music. Will Smith, he wasn't this big muscly star. Nah, he wasn't a leading man. He was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air rapping with DJ Jazzy Jeff about summertime. And he was in the show called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I'm telling you, he was like this big. Skinny dude. And you had acts like Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer, who were the most wholesome rappers ever. Okay? And then we have the biggest culture shock with No Limit, Cash Money. And the biggest pop, I swear, at high school dances was Cash Money taking over for the 99 2000. Everybody was going crazy at a dance. Everybody. Back then, white people and black people could be singing the same rap song and say the N-word and nobody blinked an eye. White people could say it too and nobody blinked an eye because they were singing a song. Now, everybody would be like, oh my God, you're racist. I can't believe you said that. So different. So different. But it was funny because there was that period, and then there was a period of boy bands. You had Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Man, it made Justin Timberlake a star. Before he was a star, he was this dude with a little curly jufro looking like blonde hair up here, just singing about crying rivers and all of that stuff. Not even crying rivers, that was even before that. So think about it. It was fun. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears singing Hit Me Baby One More Time at 14 years old was like the biggest scandal back then. Because it's like, oh my God, how is this kid singing this in this Catholic schoolgirl, schoolgirl outfit? You know, and I mean, you had Christina Aguilera, who could legitimately sing. Britney Spears, who had the best body out of them when she was, of course, 18. When she came out, Mandy Moore was a sweet one. You had Avril Lavigne, who was the pop princess and didn't care. And you had country music, Reba, Garth Brooks, like these guys. Carrie Underwood wasn't drinking alone. She was talking about Jesus taking wheels. I remember when Carrie Underwood was chunky. That's how far back I go. Movies and TV shows? No, so different. There were no political statements unless it was a political movie. There was no trying to teach kids about sex and these things. There were little dirty jokes in our cartoons like Animaniacs, but we didn't know. Parents might have been like, but no, we didn't know. There was no trying to teach anybody about LGBTQ stuff. And granted, there's a lot of misrepresentation and underrepresentation, but there was nothing being banged in our heads. Our movies were just so bad. Our horror movies were terrible. They had no really good effects. Our movies had no real good effects. You could tell it was stop motion. You could tell the CGI was horrible. The Hulk looked like a dude in green paint. Seriously. He didn't look like what he looks like now, like he could actually be there with those people. Hell no. No. We had so many things back then that just looked crazy. There was no Spartacus. There was none of that. There was Hercules, and it was the most PG thing ever. With Kevin Sorbo, Xena was our girl power, and the fact that Xena and her little sidekick Gabrielle might be lesbians was a big thing back then. When Ellen DeGeneres came out of the closet, that was a big thing. Because she had her own show. And it wasn't a talk show, it was an actual television show. It was insane to think about how things are different. But then the biggest thing was how horrible the movie effects were, and then came Terminator 2. Bro, look, sisters, bros, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Everything looked like that liquid metal guy walking through those bars, like just coming out of the floor. Just the special effects just blew our minds. Now we're desensitized to it, but back then it was the greatest thing ever. But then one movie destroyed that. Jurassic Park. We saw that T-Rex on that screen and we're like, whoa. What the hell? Whoa! Me, I'm sitting there going, dude, is that the guy? That's the guy from The Fly. Dude. We watched these movies in utter bewilderment because we did not understand how these things could be playing on screen. And then came The Matrix, and it was like another whole. Movies just kept stepping up and stepping up. We didn't have this on video on demand. No. We had DVDs. Same thing as like our little CDs for, you know what DVDs are. Before that though, we had tapes. We would put in our VCRs, and the VCRs would eat our tapes. And it was the best time. Disney wasn't trying to preach to us. Disney wasn't buying everything up. They weren't about trying to like make Disney racially inclusive or any of that. It was about Disney princesses trying to find the right man. That's pretty much it. Little Mermaid, what was it? She wants to find a man. Cinderella, she wants to find a man. I wonder what happened when she got to the ball. I mean, so many different things. Pixar wasn't a thing. And then when Pixar came out with like Monsters Inc. and Toy Story, it was like, whoa. So different, so cool. But we grew up with the crappy animation, the corny lyrics, the corny TV shows, the over-the-top, dripping with like sentiment stuff like Saved by the Bell, the life lessons we learned from the Cosby Show and the Fresh Prince, Seventh Heaven. And then we had our little teenage dramas like Dawson's Creek and the OC, bro. Look, it was a great time to be alive. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It was a great time. The fashion may have been questionable. I wore overalls back then. Cargo pants were a thing back then. It was just a simpler and way more fun time because we hung around each other, chilling and laughing and singing the same songs. Black, white, didn't matter. Men and women, it didn't matter. There was none of this women are strong and men should cater to us. It was women are strong and we will shoot you. Okay, there was so much more empowerment back then because we were all allowed to be ourselves. And that's the beauty of when I was a kid. We were ourselves and we loved it, and we took enjoyment and excitement from every new thing that happened. We were never desensitized because it was all new and upcoming. The technology was getting better and better and better. I wish I could take you guys back there and show you guys what it was like as you're watching at your age today. I just wanted to take you guys back there. I love you guys. Y'all have a good one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff if y'all want to. Deuces.